Good morning, students. Today, in lecture 7 of paper 10th, Introduction to Literary Criticism and Terms, going to study constituent parts of the tragedy, point number 10, after the origin of the tragedy and the characteristics of tragedy. Dear students, today we are going to highlight detail on the constituent parts of the tragedy. Point number 3, after first we have discussed the origin number 1, 2, characteristics of tragedy or salient feature of tragedy. We have discussed this in lecture 5 and lecture 6. Today in lecture 7 we are going to study in detail the 6 constituent parts of the tragedy, which are the main important parts. We can say the Mulbhut Ghatak, which make the tragedy complete. Without the absence of one, the tragedy will be incomplete. Aristotle to Aristotle. And how all these 6 points are important, that he very well clears in lecture 7 and lecture 8. So, just we will highlight the constituents parts of the tragedy today in brief, and there are 6 constituents parts which make the tragedy complete, and each and every part is at his level best try to complete, try to give meaning and try to give the glory to that text. Aristotle explores various important parts of tragedy, and according to him any tragedy, because he explores, Aristotle explores many parts of tragedy, just the information, parts of tragedy. According to him, any tragedy can be divided into 6 constituent parts, into 6 constituents parts, or we can say tragedy as a whole 6 parts. In short, tragedy as a whole has 6 parts, means each and every part according to Aristotle is important. He says many parts of the tragedy, but according to him any tragedy. Any tragedy means complex tragedy, serious tragedy, or also of the long narrative. One has only 6 part or tragedy of any types, which has simple plot, complex plot, serious plot, or the techniques used like play within play, soliloquies, dramatic monologue. Everything has or everything is divided into 6 parts. Or he finally says tragedy as a whole has 6 parts. And which are these 6 parts we will see one by one. Dear students, in the earlier class, I told you about the tragedy, which is a tale of sufferings of a man's life and which ends with a happy ending. Sorry, unhappy ending. Unhappy ending is the right ending of the tragedy that Aristotle says, and which tells about the sufferings of the character, his tortures, sufferings, misfortunes, his fall, his loss, and his finally end of life, death of life. That is the unhappy ending, that is the end of the tragedy. How happy ending is the end of comedy, that quite contrast to it, unhappy ending is the end of right end of the tragedy. Which are its constituent parts that we will see. Number 1, plot, character, thought, diction, song, and spectacle. These are the 6 important parts of tragedy according to Aristotle, and he divides these 6 into 2 groups. One is plot, character, thought, and diction, song, and spectacle. This is very well divided by Aristotle because these 3 features are same while the remaining 3 features or work is same. So, the 6 constituent parts are divided into 2 groups. This is group 1 and group 2 as per their or features 1. So, what is the function of these 2 groups that will we see one by one. So, first we have these 3 plot, character, thought are according to Aristotle are the objects of tragedy. These 3 according to Aristotle are the objects of tragedy, plot, character, and thought. Imitates and represents. Objects of tragedy imitates or represents. Means these 3 plot, character, and thought are the objects of tragedy. They imitates or what represents, because you very well know that plot is very important part of the tragedy. Without the plot, there will be no tragedy, and without the character also. So, plot and character are very important parts of the tragedy, and such the thought is, because what the plot gives, that character makes action, and the actions which he represents imitates of the life of noble people, that is very well we will come to know by his thought. So, thought, plot, and character, these three are the very important objects of tragedy according to Aristotle. After these three, we will discuss the remaining three constituent parts of tragedy, which are also important after the plot, character, and thought. And they are diction, song, spectacle. Diction, song, diction, song, spectacle. According to Aristotle, this diction and song again come into one category, and while spectacle into the other. So, what are the characteristics or work of this diction and song that Aristotle very well explores, highlights here, saying that diction and song are the medium tragedy employees. Diction and song are the medium that, or we can simply say, tragedy employees. Diction and song are the medium tragedy employees to imitate these objects. To imitate these objects. So, our medium, it means that whatever is imitated or represented through the character, that is very well represents or highlighted through its thought, and that thought we will see very well employed by the diction and song, because that is very well expressed. The diction means how it is systematically arranged, that is through the diction and song, because that are the important medium that tragedy employs to imitate these objects, means through which we imitate. And the sixth one, the spectacle, it's a manner of imitating them. It's a manner of imitating them. Imitating them means the above parts. So, it's a manner of imitating the above parts, because the spectacle is about the arrangement of the stage mechanism, and how the spectacle does each and every mechanism perfectly, how it organized or not, that it does. So, diction and song are the medium that tragedy employs to imitate these objects. Objects means the plot, thought and character. They copy it and as per the situation means the diction makes a perfect arrangement of each and everything minutely and perfectly and as per the situation it makes the rhyme and rhythm bring the harmony as per the situation and that is the song, situational song in that emotional sorrowful state. So, diction and song are the medium tragedy employs to imitate the objects, right. After that we have the spectacle, the last important part of the tragedy that makes work of imitating the manner of all the above 5 part. So, this plot, character, thought comes in one group which are the objects of tragedy imitates or represents. Then diction and song second group and third we have the spectacle, the manner of imitating that. After this, we will just arrange each constituent parts one by one into their order. How it comes? How is their order or sequence that we will see here one by one. One by one. According to tragedy, the 6 parts of tragedy, how they come, because the 6 part of tragedy of Aristotle's views on tragedy, which he very well expresses in his well-known treatise or book known as Poetics, which is a collection of his lectures collected by his students after his death and published it in a treatise which is of, we can simply say, of 25 chapters of 56 pages. So, how the order of this, that just we will discuss. According to Aristotle, out of these 6 part, plot number 1, he says it comes first. Plot has very prime importance in the tragedy because once you develop, right, create the plot, then we'll do the other things, because according to the plot means the plot situation, we have to find out the character, either it suits to the plot means to the tragedy or not. So, plot come first, then he says character next, then he says the thought. After the plot, once the plot is designed and prepared and created and well written, then we have to find out the character, that his role is next after the plot, and then whatever the plot, whatever the character represents, that is very well expressed through his thoughts. So, thought comes third, then diction as per its arrangement, because it properly makes the arrangement of plot, of character and thought. So, diction comes at the fourth place. Then we have the song comes fifth, and last we have the